Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Cassett, and Grimace has had an all-time comeback and consequently has turned around a whole franchise. The Mets are now 5-0 since Grimace threw out the first pitch, and people are wondering, will they ever lose again? Now, this is coming off the heels of a time where Grimace had a birthday, and his birthday shake, which was meant to be celebrated with the whole world, it was widely viewed as something that was killing people. And that's what people were making it out to be. And so Grimace stock was at an all-time low, but coincidentally, he found another team whose stock was seemingly at an all-time low. And when they came together, it's been magical ever since. Patrick, what do you think happened on that fateful day when Grimace threw out the first pitch? And why did it somehow propel the Mets into... I mean, listen, I don't know if you looked at the picture. They're competing for a wild card spot right now.
And they've never lost. They factually have won 100% of the games since Grimace has thrown out the first pitch.
Right.
And so my parents always taught me, Josh, that two wrongs do not make a right.
Right.
Well, in this scenario, two curses can turn a franchise around.
Well, math tells me two negatives multiplied by each other makes a positive. And I think that that's what's happened in this situation. And I do fear that they're going to tamper with whatever's happening. Like if they do nothing, they win. They never lose a game again. And I think there's just a reality of the situation.
It's
a scary thought for a lot of, for Phillies. I mean, shoot, you lose 2 out of 3 against the Orioles, and now all of a sudden, like, the Mets aren't losing a game ever again. Like, yeah, that's a tough deal.
The Yankees, it wouldn't even be their town anymore.
No. New York's flipping around. But I do know one thing, and they will find a way to mess this up. And it's not if, it's when. And I do feel bad. I do feel bad about that. But it's just inevitable.
And we should have seen this coming, Josh, because this year the New York Mets had released their City Connect uniforms.
Okay.
And do you know what color is in that uniform, Josh?
Oh. It's purple. Yeah. So we should have seen it coming. But I mean, listen, there's a lot of things. I mean, the Mets, they're balling. I mean, they're playing better, and they are. I mean, the wild card race in the NFC or NL is just. I mean, it's close. A lot of games left, though, is what I'm just told.
A lot of baseball left.
A lot of baseball left to be played,
and maybe this is going to be the start of a sponsorship with the New York Mets and McDonald's.
That's what I'm going to say is something that could ruin it, though. Is like taking that deal, like that will inevitably ruin potentially a good thing.
And they would probably never win another game.
They might never win another game if they do that. But I saw Frank the Tank. He was happy. I saw him. He was posting about it. Including Grimace, and so it's good to hear that like there's something positive.
Miracles do happen.
Yeah. So that's great.
Friend of the show, Frank the Tank, by the way.
Yeah, friend of the show. Yeah, Pigs and Pancakes did do a guest star. Guest spot on the show. So that was pretty sweet. Moving on, we got Tom Brady made his broadcast debut. This is something that I was not anticipating, but I guess he was on the UFL broadcast.
Where were you, Josh, the day that Tom Brady made his Fox debut?
That was on Fox?
Yeah.
The UFL championship?
Yeah.
That was done. Every other game was on ESPN.
And Fox.
Oh, it was a joint?
It was a joint effort.
Really? See, I gave up once. I mean, once Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson single-handedly ruined my life by putting the Gamblers in Houston and just trying to change their name. Like... Oh man, it's miserable. It's been miserable. So I kind of checked out. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know the championship was happening. I don't even know who played in it.
It was the Birmingham Stallions.
They were good.
And the San Antonio Brahmas.
Oh, Brahmas. Okay, so we did have one from
each,
which is good.
Which is the only way that could happen.
No, because we actually had a couple XFL people in the other one.
I thought it was 4-4.
No, but they put the Roughnecks,
correct,
with the teams from the.
But it really wasn't the Roughnecks roster,
right? So like that's it's fair. They still suck. Jeez Louise. But he did a good job.
I think he was only on there for a couple minutes probably.
But was that like to warm him up?
Yeah, I think they just threw him in there second quarter, and they were like, "Oh, we got Tom Brady here," you know.
Well, I also think like if you pay enough money, it's like you're like, yeah, we're gonna use Tom. We got Tom, we're gonna use Tom.
Like, yeah, it's like, you know what? Like, it's what ESPN does with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith makes a lot of money, but they're like, you know what? We pay you a lot of money. You're gonna be on everything.
Yeah, it's like if you had like this really nice like 0-turn lawnmower that you bought, and like you really only got to cut this like really like small patch of grass front yard. You probably don't need the 0-turn, but you're like, I already bought the 0-turn. I spent a lot of money on the 0-turn. Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting down and I'm gonna be enjoying this 5 seconds of me using the 0-turn.
And you're gonna find every excuse to use the 0-turn. Like if the grocery store's close enough, you're gonna take the 0-turn to the grocery store.
You might take it to the grocery store, right? And so that's like an opportunity. So yeah, I feel like it's good that he's getting out there, and I'm excited to see how he does. It is weird that like. What if he sucks? Like, have we thought about that possibility?
Yeah, we have. And it turns out even if he does suck,
we don't care because he's Tom Brady.
He still gets like $400 million. And that feels like a really, really good deal for Tom Brady.
That is a great deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hey, good for Tom. Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out you, Tom. Winning. You needed a win because, I mean, let's be real, the roast was a tough one.
Well, for the kids. It was for the kids, not for him.
And for the wife. Ex-wife,
which she's no longer together.
And apparently. For the other,
apparently she's no longer together with jiu-jitsu instructor.
She moved on that fast. A little rebound.
Apparently, I heard. Don't know how true this is. The roast didn't really help with their relationship
of just the jiu-jitsu instructor or
and Giselle.
Okay. Yeah, she did.
What if that's an all-time comeback play? It's like Tom Brady's able to reconcile. Because of the roast.
And he did throw her in the Mother's Day post, which good move.
It is the mother of your children. So, well, one of the children, not all of the children.
He did, he got both mothers in.
Which is good.
So, I feel like if you're really good at football, you can't be good at football and family life. It's just impossible. Right?
So, are you saying...
You can only be good at one thing.
Is Tom Brady a way better football player than a person?
I would argue that maybe he's a good person, but it's just
you think he's such a good
life is like something's got to give. Like if you put all your XP points into something, you know, like if you put all your XP points into being good at football, you're not going to be able to upgrade the other skills necessary to do other things.
And it's going to take time if you want to accumulate.
And here's the thing: there's some skills that in football that take being a good person. Like I feel like work ethic probably makes you a better person. Ability to pay attention to the details probably makes you a good person. Knowing like how to communicate actually probably makes you a good person. Maybe he has all the skills. Maybe he just
doesn't know what to do because it's not a football field.
Oh, because he's trying to communicate. Maybe he knows how to communicate to other football players. Do you think like when him and like they are getting a disagreement, like he had to like huddle up, like to be able to like talk.
You think he ever called the timeout?
You think he probably did?
They probably called the timeout.
No, come on.
It's like timeout.
Come on.
Throw the challenge leg?
Yeah. There's a chance. We don't know. We're speculating, but that's good to see that he's making his debut. Speaking of debut, Jane Daniels is making his debut this year, and this is not us, but
it's actually him.
He's not a star. Now, is that him saying he's not going to be a star?
No. I think that's him saying I'm not a star right now.
Okay.
And although it very well might be true, Josh, I don't know if I want to hear that from my quarterback. I'd rather him just say anything.
Don't say anything. Yeah, like there's things that you could say that can make things better, and there's things that you say that make things worse. And then sometimes like if even if he said he was a star, then we would all be like, oh well, you're not. So you're not proven yet. You're not whatever. You're not this. You're not that. But just so don't say anything.
Yeah.
Was he asked, or was he like,
and you know what?
Jane, are you a star?
He probably just brought it up himself.
Because if he's asked, Jaden,
would be really funny.
Are you a star in this on the NFL? What you say to that is, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, or it would be wild if he just brought it up himself.
Maybe he said, he was just like talking, and they're like, I'm not a star. Not a star.
Not a star.
That's it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just moving. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully, I'm sure he'll do well though, because it's just gonna take a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. He'll get acclimated. He'll do well. He's got to listen. If he does anything, he'll. Like, the bar is so low.
So low. Like just win a couple games.
Just win a couple games, and you are so fine.
And look cool. And look cool doing it. That's really all you got to do.
Like, I'd argue, based on, like, the last quarterback in the franchise, like, you don't even, in the playoffs, you don't even need to win. You just need to go up against somebody who's pretty good and then almost win.
That's what Taylor Heineke did.
He just went in.
And his stock was never higher.
And he just almost beat Tom Brady. And that, like, the almost.
And he looked really cool doing it.
I was like, wait a second. Whoa, he almost beat Tom Brady. Yeah. Let's get this guy some money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go do that. So he just has to, if he can get to the playoffs, great. And if he can somehow almost beat somebody in the playoffs,
that'd be really cool.
Even better. Mm-hmm. And I think he's got a job for life.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. They might build the statue right there. Because new ownership hasn't seen.
Hopefully it doesn't look like it's Sean Taylor statue.
Oh. Yeah. That's Sean Taylor statue.
It's not even a statue.
I'd argue they got it. I think they got it from the Nike store.
Well, right, because it's not even stuff that Sean Taylor even wore. It's like the wrong uniform.
It really is just the mannequin.
It's just a mannequin mashup of uniforms he may or may not have worn.
May or may not have worn. Not authenticated.
No,
I'd argue I could probably let me look if I can get a jersey right now. Ready?
A Sean Taylor jersey?
Sean Taylor game worn jersey. I can get a Sean Taylor game worn jersey
for.
Wait. Okay.
Feels like we
might have to find the auction sites, because right now we are just getting
just regular Sean
Taylor jerseys, which I guess is what maybe that's what
they were going for.
Maybe they Googled game worn Sean Taylor jerseys.
Like, we can't find it.
They're like, oh, can't find it. Yeah, this one looks all right. We'll get that one. So maybe that's what they did, but they're turning things around there. Magic Johnson's doing his thing.
He is, and he's going to tweet about it.
Right. I mean, if you could beat AIDS, you can get a team to the playoffs.
I don't think that was ever a problem. He got the Lakers to the playoffs.
Another team. Well, he didn't get the Lakers to the playoffs when he came back, though.
There was a lot of different factors.
Yeah. A lot of different factors, yeah. He didn't have Kobe at that point.
Didn't have Shaq.
He didn't have, think about this. He didn't have.
Imagine if you had LeBron.
Yeah, he didn't have LeBron. Then he had Lonzo.
Didn't have Carmelo.
Brandon Ingram.
Carmelo wasn't there.
Didn't have Carmelo, yeah. Didn't even have him. Mm-hmm. So a lot of missed opportunities there.
They definitely didn't have Anthony Davis.
No, I don't. Yeah, definitely didn't have Anthony. Who, by the way, might be retiring. That's what I hear. Sources tell me Anthony Davis might be retiring, which if he does, could be it could be a wild move. What's LeBron going to do? You can't. Listen, I don't know.
It would free up so much
money. I don't know what
money.
Bronny's comp is. It's not Anthony Davis.
Not a basketball guy, Josh, but I can pretty confidently say that Bronny is not a comparable matchup to Anthony Davis.
Yeah. But they might not even be on the same team yet, so we don't know. When's the draft?
June.
That's this month. Mm-hmm. So it's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
We'll find out. Moving on, we got, let's see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. Choke job happened. This is something that, listen, it feels like every guy in America yesterday was locked in. Father's Day, a lot of fathers on the TV. Mm-hmm. U.S. Open, last 4 holes were electric. It was a battle of USA and everyone else.
Northern Ireland.
And basically, DeChambeau, he
didn't have his A game either.
Didn't have his A game, but there was a guy, Rory McIlroy, who I'm not going to say he dropped the ball, but because he didn't. He didn't drop the ball. He hit the ball way too far, and it just went round the hole multiple times.
To choke
and lose. And so I think And it was an all-time move. And I think it's like that whole crowd, they knew at that moment, say, U.S. Open, we're gonna chant USA.
Mm-hmm. It's our Open.
Sure wasn't related. Maybe they just were feeling extra patriotic at that moment, but sure felt like it might have been.
Josh, can I say something?
Yeah.
If I was Rory McIlroy,
Right.
I would have made that putt.
Personally, I would. If I was him, I would have made it.
I would have made that.
Because you just got to make one or two of those, and then you're still at least in it.
In it, right. And then, because I don't know if you saw the footage, Josh, how soon do you think Rory McIlroy was leaving the parking lot after Bryson made that putt?
How soon?
I'm asking you, how long do you think it took?
I'm thinking, well, you got to say congratulations. You got to shake some hands, take some pictures for the sponsors. I mean, like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it turns out he didn't do any of that. He left 6 minutes after the putt.
Oh, so he left.
Yeah, he just left. Yeah, there was no shaking hands.
Well, he had the longest flight home.
To Florida.
Oh. So he just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it turns out. He was probably trying to beat the traffic.
Beat the traffic to the airport. You got to.
Because it's not like he was probably flying private or anything. So...
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no
way.
And obviously he definitely congratulated him. And
he probably sent a text message right after that.
Right
he was probably
after
on.
that, probably sent a video message.
There was like, "Hey Bryson, great job. I'm so happy that I lost to a live golfer today.
Yeah,
best of luck."
Live is up, by the way.
The stock's in an all-time rise.
Live is, I mean, the Saudis, they figure something out there, and I think
apparently if you just name the teams generic names, people will gravitate. Like, how many Crushers hats do you think are being sold today?
Dude, Crushers hats they're all the way. I might buy one.
Yeah, if you buy one, I'll buy one.
Dude, I'll buy.
If you buy a Crushers hat,
a Crushers hat, yeah, no. Liv figured it out, and you know what? And honestly, the PGA kind of fumbled the bag there because they had a chance to. They had the merger. Merger was there.
The merger is still there, technically.
It still could happen.
It still could happen. The merger's still there. They have merged, but have yet to merge.
Gotcha. And and I feel like this could move the needle. This could get that deal done.
Well, purely the Crushers.
Yeah. Like if the Crushers, I mean, how does that work though? How do you integrate that? Like how can the Crushers play in the tour?
I think you just put the 4 guys that are on the Crushers, you send them out there. And because look, nothing was stopping PGA Tour from naming 4 guys and calling them the Crushers.
That was a missed. They had like 100-year head start to do that.
A lot. And like
point.
another, I'm just throwing it out there, another live team name, the Aces. I mean, that was right in front of them.
They could have came up with the Aces.
Yeah.
They didn't. And that's the thing. Golf is they're too high and mighty. It's just, tradition, classics. Well, that cost you the US Open.
It did.
So get on board, get with the times. Times are changing. Do your thing. But Bryson, honestly,
also,
that clutch.
Have you watched Bryson's YouTube videos?
No. They good?
They're actually pretty awesome.
Well, listen, we know he had 2 bad hips. How do you,
Well, he had two bad hips.
2 bad hips.
And he battled through it. Remember, it was a beautiful day Saturday.
He had his game was beautiful.
He said it was brilliant.
He was playing beautifully. Yeah. I think that if you got 2 bad hips and you still win, I think that it does hurt McIlroy's legacy, I think.
Also, it was a great PR move by Bryson for one of the first things he did in his victory speech. He wanted to thank all the dads out there.
Oh.
And that, and that's huge for Bryson.
He has a dad. I know that.
He does. Unfortunately, his dad has passed.
Oh.
And so.
Had a dad at some point.
And so. and so his mom decided not to come because the last time his mom didn't come, he won.
Okay.
And so I think a huge shout out to Mama DeChambeau for kind of willing Bryson to the victory.
Good job.
Cool moment for them.
Good job, Mom DeChambeau. That's on Father's Day, though. Kind of feels like she was stealing the spotlight a little bit.
Really stealing the spotlight by not coming.
Yeah.
So you're saying because she didn't come, the story was actually about her.
Yeah. But
it's an interesting take.
He clutched up, though. He did. I mean, that shot there,
on
on the green,
that's exactly what I would have done if I was in a spot.
If I was him and I had played as much golf and was as good as golf at him, that's exactly what I would have done.
I actually probably would try to make that shot.
Yeah, I probably would have tried to make it. But But, he did what he had to do.
He did.
He did what he had to do. And
because remember, Rory, he would have missed that putt.
He would have. I mean, we did.
Yeah, he did.
So, it's not would have. We actually saw
actually
it.
did. He did miss.
He
that
saw
play.
that same thing, and so I don't know how do you live it down? Like, how do you redeem yourself if you're Rory? Like, what do you do? Like, you have to have a comeback. It's not enough just to win it. You have to come back.
Well, he's tried a little bit of everything now, right? He went the route of I'm a huge PGA Tour guy.
Right.
Then he went the route of, you know what, it's okay. Maybe I'm not going to be as
he could have taken the live bag.
I think he still could, and so he's not going to take the anti-live. Then he tried the I'm going to get a divorce.
Oh,
turns out that didn't work. So then he tried the I'm going to reconcile with my wife route, and all of these different.
Well, I did hear word that divorce is back on.
Oh, the divorce is back on.
No, that was Twitter told me that. Strictly because of what happened yesterday.
Oh, so you're saying...
I'm just saying that I had sources saying Rory's wife probably going to leave him again.
And that's probably why he was trying to rush home.
Dude. She's... Because think about this. If he rushes home fast enough, maybe like there's a little bit of like tape delay. Like she doesn't see. He could turn. She
doesn't even know.
Before she could. He
stops it. It was a DVR situation.
Yeah,
cancel it. Yeah,
he could turn that off, and then they
would be like, "Congrats, honey! Like I won.
I
won." And then he plays it off.
And
I won.
Boom! They're back.
You're so important to me. I didn't even stay around for the celebration.
I think that's probably what happened. But we feel bad for Rory, and we hope that. Hey, Rory, we hope that you can reconcile things and keep things reconciled, and we hope for the future. I mean, that. Maybe here's the thing. Maybe if he just didn't put himself in positions to win, he would never.
Well, and that's what he's really good at doing, Josh. He's really good at not being in contention and then backdooring a top 10 finish.
Okay, well maybe stick to that.
He's
maybe
really
stick to
good.
that
because that's still going to make you a lot of money.
I'd argue we wouldn't be talking about him choking if he just didn't play good enough to choke.
Right, when we'd be talking about, man, heck of a round from Rory on Sunday just to throw himself back in the mix. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we figured that out for Rory, and we believe in Rory moving on in the future. Moving on. Caitlin Clark stays in the news. Says Angel Reese, and that foul, no big deal. Flagrant foul, yeah, it's just playing hard basketball.
It's just ball.
And I feel bad because, now I'm not saying she said this for any particular reason, but it is kind of lose-lose for her because if she says like, hey,
she doesn't want to be made an example.
Well, she doesn't want to be used to push a narrative of sexism and racism. You know,
but you got to remember also, she knows that everybody came out yesterday to watch Angel.
Not her, yeah, because Angel's the one packing the stadium, and that's the thing we got to remember is that, like, you know, when she gets the flagrant foul, and then now this is all this bad PR on the person who is really rising the tides.
And they're sell tickets.
I'm told, tide rises, takes all the boats,
takes all ships with
all ships with it. And so, you know, Caitlin actually has to. And they say,
you got to remember that
we're good, we're chill because my boat's rising. Right,
and Angel's trying to set the narrative because all those people were there to watch her that this is a hard-nosed league.
Yeah. Well, the refs weren't fair to her. That's the thing that the people aren't seeing, and that's tough. You know, that's real tough. And we all know. I mean, she's at first. I saw only rookie averaging a double-double right now. And I'm told there's averaging 5 offensive rebounds a game in that.
Wow.
Off of her own shot.
That's and she's not stat padding.
No.
Make that clear. Not stat padding at all.
No, she's going up there and she's trying her best and she's getting it right there.
She's a hard-nosed player. She's got to say, look, Caitlin Clark doesn't want the narrative said about her.
No.
Maybe Angel Reese is trying to set the narrative that the WNBA, it's a hard-nosed basketball league.
Yeah, they play hard. Those ladies, they play tough. I don't know. I've watched more WNBA highlights this year than ever in my life.
Because of Angel.
Because of it, yes. And in those highlights, I'm realizing that there's some tough son of guns out there. They do. They play hard. They play hard. So that was exciting. Last thing on the docket, I guess the House of Dragons out.
Yeah, season 2 out, right?
Season 2.
And so Josh, your thoughts on that first episode? I didn't. It wasn't enough dragons in it for me
personally. Yeah, I don't know. Like, my thing is, we gotta get more wiener shots.
Yeah, I thought
that's what I was told was the driving factor to Game of Thrones success. If we're not pushing up those numbers up,
30 minutes in, I didn't see enough.
Right, and that's the thing. So, I think that's my only review, having not seen it necessarily.
Right, not
having
enough
potentially not watched it
ever.
But that's what I'm told, and that's what the viewers want to see. And so hopefully they work that out and they'll figure that out, because everyone knows that franchise is in good hands.
Yeah,
based off how everyone reacted about the ending of the last one. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, though, I watched Planet of the Apes last night. I'm in. I'm all the way in. Mm-hmm. Turns out, apes doing stuff, really cool. There was a gorilla too. It wasn't just apes. That's what they don't tell you in the promos. There's other monkeys.
Really?
Yeah. Gorilla did die. Not to spoil it. And it was kind of a sad death.
See, and I'm probably never going to watch it now.
Well, it's the first one. So we got like 3 other movies I told.
Isn't there like 4 or 5?
They might be, yeah. But here's the thing. I'm trying to get ahead of it now, because remember Fast and Furious, I didn't get ahead of it, and then it got too much.
Way too much.
Once it was on 13, I was like, I'm too late. I can't catch up. So now I'm trying to get ahead of this, because when we are on Planet of the Apes 13,
you're there.
I'm there, and I'm in this.
You got enough time to catch up, right?
Right. So just getting ahead of it now, but that'll be good. Anyway, guys, that's the show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Friday, for another episode.
Friday.
It's the days. Monday, Friday. It's
Friday.
We'll figure that out. Anyway, that's the show. We'll see you guys on Friday. A peace.